And to this day, some can still recall the mantra reflecting the changes to make the country different and better under a coalition government. I said we'd stop the boats, scrap the taxes, fix the budget and build the roads of the 21st century. And in just 2 years in government, what was supposed to be mission impossible was largely achieved. The boats did stop. The carbon and mining taxes did go. The biggest infrastructure build in our history did start, as anyone who's got here using West Connects or North Connects or come down the Pacific Highway lately knows, and the budget repair did at least begin despite Senate sabotage. And as well, the 3 big trade deals that had languished for a decade finally happened, and Vladimir Putin was at least shirt-fronted, although sadly not deposed. I don't think that the art of politics has fundamentally changed just because, in fear of a virus, governments around the world have put billions of people under virtual house arrest and spent volumes of money that were completely unprecedented outside of wartime. We still have to be the Freedom Party. That means getting taxes down, which means getting spending down, which means at the very least a no new spending rule apart from economic infrastructure and national security that's not paid for by savings elsewhere as practiced by the Howard and Abbott governments. That means getting regulation down so that good people can make the most of their lives without having to answer to officialdom on everything from the colour of their heat-reflecting homes to the pronouns they use. It means making government stronger, not bigger, by keeping authority in the hands of elected and accountable MPs, rather than so-called experts accountable to no one who may have more technical knowledge but no better judgment than anyone else. We still have to be the Tradition Party. That means honouring people in uniform and respecting the job they do. It means admiring all the lives of quiet faithfulness that bless our neighbourhoods, our workplaces, our schools and our churches. It means only changing that which needs to be changed, and even then weighing the inevitable costs of change against its likely benefits. And we still have to be the Patriot Party. That means finding the good as well as the bad in our past and in our present. It means honouring our heroes, even if none of them were perfect. It means giving our country and our allies the benefit of the doubt, and it means building on our strengths to make a great country even better. Conservatives should never be afraid to say no, even if there might sometimes be a pragmatic case for making change for the worse less bad. We should never allow ourselves to be morally bullied into changing what works. And if something doesn't work, let's fix it before we throw it away. Because the mark of a Conservative is respect for what's made us. And it's precisely because we don't find our country an embarrassment. It's not inherently unfair, it's not irredeemably racist, and it's not institutionally flawed, that we are better placed than the other side to bring some inspiration and some hope back to our public life. Now, I don't want to sound impossibly idealistic, but we do need to focus less on next week and more on next year, less on the drama of the day and more on what's really going to make a difference, and yes, less on attacking the other side and more on what builds our country up. When the other side succeeds, we should quietly congratulate them, and when the other side fails, our task is to explain where they're wrong, not why they're bad. Now, as I said at the start, these are dispiriting times, but we should never lose heart, because the facts are conservative, as Margaret Thatcher observed. Sooner or later, reality will always trump ideology. The virus hysteria has finally dissipated because yearning to live normally eventually overcame neurotic fear of death. Likewise, the emissions obsession will eventually end when weather-dependent power can't keep the lights on, and the cultural self-loathing will stop when people have to choose between liberal democracy and its alternatives. I hate to say this, things might get worse before they get better, but rest assured we will be vindicated, provided we keep the faith. And that's our task, to fight the good fight, to stay the course, and to keep the faith.
我们 apcutaiwan 在太平洋战争80周年，日台断交50周年，也就是被称为是历史上转捩点的今年，将会开始认真地展开我们的活动，并在不久的将来，我们将会在台湾举办美国与日本每年都会举行的活动，也就是保守派最大的政治大会 Cpac。如果在活动上我们能够像去年的 Cpac 一样，邀请到美国前总统川普与美国前国务卿庞培欧，并将他们的讯息传达给台湾人的话，这将会产生全球性的影响。APCU 想要举办的正是这样的活动。如果各位观众中有意愿想要与我们共同举办活动，或者想要捐款支援我们的启动基金的话，请一定要来与我们联系。当然，如果是想要成为志工或者进行小额捐款，我们也非常欢迎并感谢各位的支持。如果您的捐款额超过一定数字的话，我们将会提供给您 Cpac Taiwan 以及 Cpac Japan 的 VIP 门票，在宣传或活动中作为赞助商曝光，以及最重要的与我们一起前往美国的 Cpac 活动。我们在2021年的德州 Cpac 中很幸运地见到了川普总统本人。如果各位对以上的捐款合作有兴趣，欢迎随时联络我们的 email。